Are you ready to ditch burnout in 2022? Well, in this video, we're going to be showing 5 habits to quit to keep burnout away. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Yasmin.
And I'm Nadia.
If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and the bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video on how to transform your life from stressed and unfulfilled to joyful and balanced. So we've personally experienced burnout several times, and through those experiences we have learned that there were several habits that we were doing that were contributing to the burnout. Only once we quit these habits completely did we notice that we stopped experiencing burnout. So we're going to share those habits with you today so you don't have burnout in 2022. So the first habit to drop to avoid burnout is the habit of moving the goalpost as soon as you achieve a goal. Many high achievers set a goal, accomplish a goal, and without acknowledging what they've achieved, they move the goalpost, brush over what they've accomplished, and set an even bigger goal. If you continue with this habit and your expectations rise every time you get a result, you will never feel the satisfaction and sense of accomplishment from what you achieve, which means you keep pushing yourself more and more and more in pursuit of that satisfaction that you could have already experienced, and then you'll eventually burn yourself out. Don't fall into this I'll be happy when trap, where you think that you will feel happy once you achieve a certain goal, but you get to that goal to find that you're not happy, so you set an even bigger goal thinking that you'll be happy once you achieve it. This is a painful and wasteful mindset which doesn't allow you to enjoy the journey of life or anything that you achieve. Instead, start to deal with your achievements differently. Instead of every time you reach a goal moving the goalpost, start to celebrate each and every goal. We recommend following the 3R process: recognize, reflect, and reward. After you achieve each and every goal, recognize and acknowledge yourself and what you have achieved. Reflect on what you have done and gone through to get to your goal, and then reward yourself for the accomplishment of that goal and what it took to achieve it. By actually celebrating your achievements in this way, you can start to feel fulfilled and rewarded every time you achieve something, rather than just constantly chasing the carrot and asking yourself if there's any point in it all. The second habit to drop is allowing your inner critic to dominate. The inner critic is that negative voice that tells you you're not doing enough, you're not good enough, and you're going to fail. It makes you second guess yourself and gives rise to a lot of negative emotions. When you criticize yourself regularly, it depletes your energy and makes you feel unmotivated, which propels you towards burnout. Inner critical thoughts often become a habit, and you may not even be aware of how dominant those thoughts are. To start to undo this habit, start to monitor your thoughts, and every time you criticize yourself by, for example, thinking you're not good enough or second guessing yourself, switch those thoughts to an encouraging, compassionate thought and repeat that thought instead. Usually you just need to tell yourself the exact opposite of what the inner critic is saying. By making this shift and slowly reprogramming your inner voice to a more encouraging one, you'll find that you'll start to feel more positive about yourself, and therefore you'll feel more motivated. This will help you to feel more productive and more inspired, and less likely to feel burnt out and stressed. The third habit is to stop ignoring the small stressors. How many times do you find yourself ignoring the small things that stress you out or irritate you? And how many times have you found that these small things just grow and get worse the longer you ignore them? Many of us have the habit of ignoring the small things that stress us out in our lives because we tell ourselves that they're only minor and there are bigger things to deal with. The problem with this is that these little stresses that you push to the side are often the ones that build up and lead to dissatisfaction in life, make you overwhelmed, and then eventually cause burnout. It's therefore important to identify the little stresses in your life and start to manage them. Ask yourself, what things cause me to feel angry throughout the day? What makes my heart race a little? What's causing me some anxiety and discomfort? Identify these little stresses and triggers in your life and start to handle them now before they get worse and worse and cause you bigger problems. The next habit to drop is the no fun back-to-back scheduling. Create a schedule and routine that supports balance and not burnout. To create a schedule that's less likely to cause burnout, we have the following tips for you. Have buffers between appointments and meetings, i.e. have 15 minutes minimum between meetings so you can decompress, instead of having no time between the end and start of your meetings, appointments, and tasks. This will help reduce the feeling of running from one task to another without a break, which often leads to pressure and stress, leading to burnout. Schedule in your breaks daily. When you create your schedule for the week or your to-do list for the day, treat your work and your breaks with the same level of respect, meaning that just like you schedule in your work, make sure that you also schedule in your breaks. Have at least one morning or afternoon completely for joy, relaxation or rest. Usually when we burn out, a big factor is that you're doing too much work and having too little joy. Joy and fun fuels our inspiration to work. Without it, we're more likely to burn out. Have a work start and end time and stick to it. This is key if you want to create balance, because you know when you want to be working and when you want to be resting. If you don't have clear boundaries around when you're going to start and finish work, your work will leach into other areas of your life, stopping you from creating balance. The last habit to drop is the habit of punishing your way to success. Many of us have inherited this belief that achieving success must be hard and painful. So when we set a goal or have a project to complete, we have a tendency to cut out all things that appear to be a distraction but also bring us joy. Because in our minds, they don't seem to contribute to our goal and will stop us from having that laser focus and making the goal a priority. This makes the journey to our goal painful to achieve, and we create a huge amount of resistance even before we start. We have to now forcefully push ourselves to achieve and work on our goal, rather than finding some balance and incorporating some joy so we enjoy working towards it, which eventually makes us unhappy and burns us out. Realize that achieving your goal or success does not have to be as difficult and painful as you make it. Usually there is a small part of us that likes the idea of it being painful and a real struggle, because it gives us more pride when we look back at what we've achieved and see all the obstacles we've had to overcome. But bear in mind that you're most likely always going to have some sort of goal to achieve. But do you really want to delay all your joy and struggle your way through the journey of completing all of them? If not, stop making the journey so painful and try and find a way to incorporate joy and enjoy the process. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are someone who's struggling with burnout and want some more tips and guidance on how to recover from it, we do have a video on how to recover from burnout and a masterclass called Burnout to Balance, which you can check out on the link below. That's it for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe and comment. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.